What makes the difference between a tyranny and democracy? When you know everything about what your government does, that's democracy. When the government knows everything about you, that is tyranny.
And we also make the commitment that every year, as we discover and bring to the US or to Europe or to the world new medicines, automatically those new medicines will be inserted into the offer of the portfolio that we will offer into these countries. I think that it's really a fulfillment of a dream that we had together with my leadership team when we started in 19. The first week we met in January of 19 in California, and to set up the goals for the next 5 years. And one of them was by 2023, we will reduce the number of people in the world by 50%. I think today, this dream is becoming reality.
So it's really a purpose-driven company, and
they call it part of the fourth industrial revolution.
one of the features of this fourth industrial revolution is that it doesn't change what we are doing, but it changes us.
The very idea of human being some sort of natural concept is really going to change. Up until now, the conversation we've been having is around freedom of speech. Once we can access people's thoughts and access people's emotions.
The focus, as all of you know, today is on what's now called the Internet of Bodies, involving medical implants and other kinds of devices that go inside your body and all together with the Internet as a whole comprise the Internet of Bodies.
The Internet of Bodies, or IOB, is actually an ecosystem. It's a bunch of devices that are connected to the Internet that contain software and that either collect personal health data about you or can alter the body's function. We think of the Internet of Bodies as this collection of all these devices as well as all the data that the devices are gathering about you. And in healthcare, it's Internet of Bodies has been around for quite a while.
So the Internet of Bodies, imagine the power of AI. What is artificial intelligence? It's a way to automate computation and cognition. So we can now automate learning, perceiving, doing computation. It's a pervasive general purpose technology that will be used in all of our industries, that will come into our professional networks, our private networks, our schools, our industries and our offices. What I wanted to epitomize with the Internet of Bodies is this notion that we will be under assessment, we will be under measure of computation in every aspect of our lives in the future. From what you eat, who you date, what you buy on the internet, how much energy you use, but also what are your vital signs? How well are you doing in terms of health? What kind of specific genetic quirks do you have? What's your genome telling about your health, about your mental health, about how well you are doing, how well you are aging, what kind of disease you are susceptible to?
It has a bit of an Orwellian twinge to it.
Well,
I think there's a huge impetus now for a national digital infrastructure. Digitization in healthcare is, I think, one of the great game changers. You know, we should be helping countries to develop a national digital infrastructure, which they will need with these new vaccines. And then, you know, finally, it's also about showing people and showing the political leadership that you can make a positive difference to your healthcare system by adopting these measures, because they've got an impact beyond any particular disease or pandemic.
We cannot hide away from human population growth, because, you know, it underlies so many of the other problems. All these things we talk about wouldn't be a problem if there was the size of population that there was 500 years ago.
Through technology, an ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. Oh, what does that mean? That's where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So, individual carbon footprint tracker. Stay tuned. We don't have it operational yet, but this is something that we're working on.
Right now, for example, there are billions of doses of our vaccine, the vaccine that was used in Europe, in the US, that it is offered to low-income countries for free. And it is offered by the US government mainly, but also by the European Union, but they're doing donations. So The US government bought for us at cost and they donated. They can't use them right now because we discovered that one thing is supply and the other thing is to have educated population that believe that vaccines is doing well.
We do not yet know the full extent and the systemic and structural changes which will happen. However, we do know that global energy systems, food systems and supply chains will be deeply affected.
It is basically a biological chip that it is in the tablet, and once you take the tablet and dissolves into your stomach, sends a signal that you took the tablet. So imagine the applications of that, compliance. The insurance companies to know that the medicines that patients should take, they do take them. It is fascinating what happens in this field.
Researchers at MIT, Harvard Medical School, and Brigham and Women's Hospital have recently invented a technology to wirelessly power up tiny devices like this one, deep inside the human body. These devices have no batteries, yet the new technology can wirelessly power them up and communicate with them from a distance outside the body. The researchers envision that the technology, called IVN, could revolutionize medical device design. For example, by placing these devices inside smart pills, they could perform controlled drug delivery inside the stomach to treat diseases like malaria or Alzheimer's. The devices could also measure the condition of organs and tissues inside the body and send it to the outside world. These tiny devices could be integrated with neurostimulators implanted inside the brain to perform deep brain stimulation, to treat diseases like Parkinson's or epilepsy, or to control neural circuits through optogenetics manipulation. The signal goes through the body and reaches the tiny implanted sensor. The sensor harvests energy from these signals to power up and communicate.